Hey everyone, Irit here with another daily video of the World Watercolor Month series where I try to fill a page in my sketchbook every day. So today's color is Helio Turquoise. This is a rather bluish turquoise. It's a single pigment, very intense turquoise by Schmincke. It's quite a unique color. Most turquoises, if you're not in the cobalt area, then they tend to be mixtures of, well, mostly phthalo blue and phthalo green. Those are the most common, but this one is single pigment and it is rather nice. I don't use it as much. I probably won't keep it in my palette when I change it up for autumn. So the beginning of this this page, I thought, okay, maybe I'll try and do some sort of like a very loose abstract beach. And then I just wasn't really feeling it. So the other colors I added, I want to say it's Lunar Earth and Naples Yellow, probably. Anyway, there I go adding stuff. This was a huge mess, and I think the problem with this page, which I have sketchbooks that are just filled with these kind of pages. Now, I don't want to imply that there's anything wrong with it, and you know, if you are the kind of artist that, or art journalist that just kind of goes with the flow, that's great. But I have really found that I need to have some sort of an idea in mind. I don't know, just take things a little bit slower and not just wing it, because when I wing it, usually I end up here where I have already a page full of watercolors with very little space to add things to it, and also sometimes just a color scheme I'm not super attached or attracted to. So this was really a very, very different page to all of the other ones in this journal, and I found a few fun things that I like. And it kind of reminded me that I also really enjoy more of this kind of whimsical, almost like childlike kind of painting, and also sometimes using color schemes that that just remind me a bit more of like children books and that sort of thing. So a lot of bright colors, kind of rainbow colors. Yeah, so there are like fun things going on here, but all in all, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of like going with the flow, trying different things. You can see here I decided, okay, this whole beach thing is not going to work. I'm going to try and make this more of an abstract and add some bright colors. So I added some opera pink, some nickel azo yellow, really vibrant colors that I haven't used a lot in this journal, certainly not all together. So here I really had fun with the fan brush, and you can get really, really fun effects with it when you dip. You can see you dip different areas of the brush in different paints. So I think this is definitely something I can try again. I could maybe try this concept with just different brush strokes and see what I can actually get from it in florals. You need also the right size of a floral, but this was really, really fun. And I haven't used the fan brush like this a lot in the past. And there you can see you get really, really fun patterns and colors, and you need to get the amount of water right, because if you have a lot of water, it'll just be a puddle and the colors will flow. But if it's more on the dry side, you kind of dip it more in concentrated color and concentrated paint. I'm really sorry if you hear noise in the background. I have a full house. It's stormy outside, so I do apologize if there's background noise. Yeah, but if your fan brush is more on the dry side, you will actually get those lines. So that's a fun thing to keep in mind. And this is, you know, I'm like looking at this and it's a really big mess. But the colors are making me happy, so that's good. But yeah, as you can see, there's very little white space here. It's kind of a mess. Lots of colors. It's not where I am these days. Now, if you like what's going on here and you think that's great, then that's fantastic. The point is to kind of know what you like. And okay, so here I added, you can see some pencil lines. I was trying to kind of make these circles or tree-like shapes, that's Lily, around areas that I liked. And then I'm trying to kind of white out the areas that I don't really like with watercolor ground. And this is the watercolor ground by Daniel Smith, and it's really nice. What I like about it is that it's very thick, and you only need one layer, and it dries relatively fast. Sorry about the lighting. It was already evening, but I really wanted to finish it before before I go to bed, so that the next day it'll be dry. But this dries pretty fast. So yeah, watercolor ground, it's a great way to to just create more possibilities when you're working with watercolors, because it's like white paint, and you know, with watercolors we don't have that wiggle room and those options that we have with acrylic, that we can just cover things up. But this way you can. It's not paper, and it doesn't behave as well as paper does, but yeah, it definitely adds something and gives an interesting look. So really sorry about the bad lighting. Don't worry, everything will be okay in just a little bit. Now I thought, okay, maybe this was a little bit too white, so I thought I would add a little bit of color to it. I didn't want anything intense, so I'm just using this Altenew brush pen that has a very light color. It's kind of a grayish brown. So I think together with the white, I'm getting sort of a buff titanium kind of effect. I'm thinking I will pick up the buff titanium. Wow, that is some seriously bad lighting. I'm sorry, but I'm just repeating the same thing. And yeah, it was just getting really, really dark, and even my camera couldn't couldn't repair the white balance enough. So yeah, I'm just dripping in some color. You could tint this, I'm guessing, and yeah, and just have different colors. So I'm just showing you how it's looking. Already much better, much less busy. And then it's completely dry, and you can go back on top with a pen, which is what I'm doing. And I'm just adding a little bit of color. You can see around the edges, just so that it's not so stark white. It kind of blends it a bit more into the journal and makes it look like a layer, not, you know, something that I just pasted on. You need to, when you do these things, you need to find a way to connect each layer to what you already have, so it's not so obvious that you just pasted something on. It's the same for you know, collage, and just when you're working in layers. So here I'm going back to that idea that I really liked, which is using different colors on my fan brush, and I'm going to just try that with different colors. Yes, I have a full house. As I mentioned, I'm trying to record the narration because tomorrow is the 29th, and I'm hoping to be in Vienna. And of course, I'm going to visit the art store, and of course, I'm going to buy some new watercolors. I have my eye on a couple of Daniel Smith watercolors. I really wish I had a dot card from Rembrandt, because they're really currently my favorite brand. So I don't know, maybe I'll look at their color range online and see if there are a few maybe some different like unique paints that I should try. That's the fun thing about Daniel Smith. I really, after using so many brands, I really feel like when it comes to quality, there are a lot of artist quality watercolors that are very comparable, and in those cases I would say buy what is local to you, what is available to you, what is affordable for you. But Daniel Smith does formulate some unique colors, and I know some artists call them gimmicky. I just find them really fun and inspiring, and sometimes it's also really, really convenient to have a particular shade of color, especially if you are like me and you're kind of obsessed with very specific shades, usually of tertiary colors. So, and you know, they might be kind of hard to find. So they don't necessarily, not every brand makes them. And then Daniel Smith also has all the granulating colors, which it seems like other brands are starting to catch up. Schmincke came out with 15 new granulating colors that look fantastic. Sadly, Schmincke is not vegan, and therefore I won't be purchasing it personally, but they do look lovely. And then my current go-to is Rembrandt, absolutely Rembrandt and Van Gogh. They have fabulous formulation of their paints. The price is right. Rembrandt also offers 20 ml tubes, which a lot of brands only offer 15 milliliter. So I'm a fan, and I know some of you have also tried them, and I've only heard till now positive feedback. So I'm really glad you're enjoying them. And they're definitely, I feel, one of those brands that you don't hear a lot about on YouTube and social media. The Royal Talents paints, Rembrandt and Van Gogh. And I think they're, you know, really underrated. And yeah, I hope more people will try them because they do make beautiful, beautiful paints. So there is another area that I really like, that bottom corner on the left side with all the lines in rainbow order of pencil lines. So yeah, this is an opportunity to try different things, and there are some things here that I enjoy, but all in all, it was kind of, I don't know, going back to where I was a few years ago, I feel. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it's also not really where my heart lies right now. Or maybe I just have to paint more in this style to find where I am right now, because this was, you know, it was fun, it was experimental, but it's not really exciting for me personally to look at, and it's just not what I'm about artistically these days, I feel. So you'll see in the next page I go back to where my heart is. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.